Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg coming under new scrutiny for a recent vacation overseas, while our country was on the brink of yet another crisis. We're learning now that Buttigieg was actually in Portugal, while here at home, Americans were bracing for a potential railroad strike that could have derailed the supply chain and left passengers stranded, meanwhile crippling the economy. To make matters worse, Buttigieg even posted a misleading video at the time from an airport that suggested he was in the country. He was not. Portugal is lovely in September. A spokesperson for the department now responding to the controversy, saying that Mayor Pete was traveling on personal time but remained engaged on urgent issues. They said the trip had been long planned in advance. You can't cancel that. Or can you, Jackie?
I think you can. I mean, it never ceases to amaze me, the hypocrisy that goes on in this administration. They never miss an opportunity to take a trip. You see Nancy Pelosi in Italy. You see Pete Buttigieg on this trip here. When we are at different crisis points, this rail strike was a huge issue for our economy. And, you know, you can say whatever you want to say about the Trump administration, but they worked. The president worked. He worked weekends. His administration was constantly at it, and they were fighting for the American people. I look at this and say, though, that people like Pete Buttigieg are never going to sort of take a step back and reflect on this because they're in power. They continue to get votes, and people support them. So as a result of that, it's almost like the behavior is being rewarded. And that's unfortunate because hard work used to be rewarded in this country.
And he wasn't even the one who ended the strike or averted it in the first place. That had to go all the way to the White House and Congress.
Well, you know, conveniently before the midterm elections, the president promised that that was going to happen. He broke that promise and then had to do a really stinky deal for the unions. I mean, Republicans were willing to meet Democrats halfway between 2 weeks paid leave, family leave, to 1 week. Biden gave them 1 day. So Buttigieg then inserts himself back in and does that horrible deal for the people who actually helped get them elected. You know, and on the point of just transparency, you know what? So he's at an airport going to Portugal. Just be transparent about it. Could you have taken a train to get to some point on your way out? I mean, you can't take a train to Portugal, obviously, but you can get a train to take you someplace on your way to an airline that's carrying you out of the country and talk all about transportation, since you're the transportation secretary, and what your ideas about supply chain and baby formula crisis and all that. No, he's not going to do that because I don't think he's connected enough to do that. I think his train cars don't connect.
Do we not expect enough from our leaders? Because I feel like people like this often get a pass. It's like, oh, well, that's okay. He was having a good time. Union workers be damned.
God. I mean, I want to say what a poorly timed vacation. You know, first time I saw that on the internet, I thought it was a fake news. I didn't want to believe it. And then I was like, well, you're the Secretary of Transportation. While your people are here, are protesting, and you're going to a vacation, it was a very poorly timed. So I thought it was one of those, the Onion news. Yeah. You know, it was like a fake, whatever. I was like, this cannot be happening. I learned that it was true. So it was, yeah.
It's interesting. We learn new stuff about Secretary Pete every single day.
That's right. Unfortunately, truth is stranger than fiction here when it comes to this administration. So let me get this straight. This person whose salary we pay, who oversees people who got him elected into this position, now chose that time, took paid leave while others' paid sick leave was being negotiated, and then flocked around Portugal and then lied about it. The optics of this are so poor, and to me, it just, again, communicates to me that I'm not smart enough to keep up with him, right? I'm not worth it to know the truth. And the whole thing about being long planned in advance, that's a really common tactic used in courts, actually. That's something that judges respect when you're scheduling hearings and trials. Like, oh, you've got a family vacation long planned? No problem. Okay, what's the next month's schedule? So the fact that this is someone who's part of a cabinet who is using this same rote excuse to me just, again, communicates that we're not worth an elevated status. Guess what? You're the Department of Transportation Secretary and you have something planned. I don't care. Stay home. You're engaged in your matters while you're traveling. No, you're not. You're probably enjoying wine and traveling around, as you should be. Do one or the other, but don't waste my tax dollars and my time with you abdicating your responsibilities. And the people who pay for it are the members of that union that got a horrible deal.
And if memory serves, and you would know this best because you're keeping up with these numbers over on Fox Business, probably more sensitively than the rest of us, but I still think we were cooking around 40 40-year high of inflation at that point.
Oh,
we
yeah.
were well into the 8s.
Absolutely. Even where we are at 7.1%, we should
still
not
up
be
there.
celebrating this drop in
Well,
inflation that we've seen.
And the reason I say that is he went on a pretty Tony trip. I mean, when you look at the details that we can learn, I mean, he certainly wasn't suffering going the way that he did. I mean, I just don't understand. Does he have a team? Can anybody teach him sensitivity? I don't know. I just don't think it's connecting for him.
Fiscal responsibility?
It's all about his political ambitions. You know, the people who should be served by his administration be damned. You know, nothing is too important to keep him from his vacation time. Meanwhile, these union members are fighting like hell to get a few sick days.
That's right.
And he's like, you know, sipping cocktails in Portugal, going, you know what? I'll be back in a week, maybe. What a wonderful life.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Compagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.